everyone. Welcome to This Is Our Time. I'm Elizabeth Wong Ahlers, candidate for State Senate. And today I'm with Eric Ching. He is a councilman in Walnut, City of Walnut, and running for Congress in District 38. Right, Eric?
Well, yeah, I will consider myself a Christian on fire running for Congress. So, some of my friends thought I went nuts.
Why do they think you went nuts?
Well, because running for Congress it's very uncomfortable, I can tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I recently found out that I'm on the terrorist watch list.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
I've been sued. I've been threatened, all kinds of things. But, I'm very happy about that because that means we're getting very close to take the office.
So this is the second time you're running, right?
Right.
Did the lawsuits come during this campaign or the previous one?
Previous one, but they didn't succeed. So this time they hadn't tried it because I think they already tried every trick in the book. So.
Do you mind if I ask you what those are? We hadn't talked about that before.
Okay. Well, the first time when I got the lawsuit was I used victims advocate on my ballot destination because that's what I do. I help many victims. Mm-hmm. And then somebody went to my city hall and pulled all the financial papers, for my entire political career and found that I didn't take any money or I benefited from helping people. So the reason they sued me was because you didn't take any money, therefore it's not your job. Therefore, we can sue you based on that fact. But, God was protecting me. There were 5 lawyers that day. I didn't have a lawyer. I represented myself. And ended up, I used a mayor. That's better than the victims advocate. And then so the lawsuit went nowhere.
Wow. So what kind of victims have you helped, Eric?
Yes. If you open newspaper, sometimes you see, big events like a disaster or victims of crimes and things like that. Mm-hmm. I helped quite a few people behind the scenes. I think one more noticeable was that there's a young lady earlier this year. She went hiking in the mountains and kind of disappeared. Right. So I was behind the scenes, helped the family a little bit. I'll try to get more resources to find her.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've always been so kind and generous in every event I've been at with you, and I really appreciate that. And then your people in the city really benefit from your big heart, Eric.
Well, I wasn't always this way. I would say that I'm ashamed to say, I've been at the church for many, many years, perhaps 20 years. Mm-hmm. But the first maybe 13 years, I always sat at the back of the church, and then they're looking at my watch and say, "Hey, God, come on, Pastor, I want to go lunch today. You're going too long, So I didn't even have I didn't have relationship with Lord. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. And all I wanted was just, I want to make more money. I want to go vacation. I want to enjoy life.
Go to church?
Well, I didn't want to go. It was my wife. So,
Mm-hmm.
to please wife, happy life, right? Mm-hmm. So I went with her and then our kids.
Well, that was a good choice because you were receiving some benefit even if you didn't want to be there.
Right, but the real reason that I connect with Lord was after she died. So that's when I really connected with Lord.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was quite a tragedy the way you lost your wife. How long ago was that?
That's a little bit over 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. I can still remember the day because the day before, my wife and I, went to Pasadena to meet a friend. It's not too far from here. So we had lunch and didn't want to go home early that day because LA traffic. So we kind of just hung around the area and then went to a car dealership. Saw a brand new car. I said, wow, a brand new car. So decided to take that car that day. And she crashed that brand new car the very next day on the 60 freeway and shut down the whole freeway. Made it very big news.
Wow.
So that started my journey to connect with Lord.
Was she instantly gone?
I believe so.
Accident?
Yeah.
Wow.
She hit a truck and she was gone like that. And but funny thing is actually God sent me a letter after she passed away.
From God?
Yes, from God.
Wow.
You want to hear about that? Let me share.
Yes. How did you get a letter from God?
Yes, at that time, 2016, 17, I was the mayor in my city. Mm-hmm. And, after she died, a few people in politics wanted to use her death to benefit themselves, to hurt me. What they wanted to do was to use public money to build a monument and plant tree on her name. But think about that. Mm-hmm. Because she wasn't anybody famous or had great contribution to the city, right? So how could I, as elected, allow that to happen? Because that, number one, could be illegal. Number two, I have to carry that for the rest of my life.
So they were trapping you.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but I believe that's what their intention. Because in politics, that you use public money for yourself is definitely no, right? So that got me pretty angry. And then August 16th, she passed away on July 20th. So August 16th, that day I was angriest. When I woke up to brush my teeth, I just couldn't take it anymore. So I decided to, revenge or hit back, so to speak. So I was planning on what to do, brushing my teeth. A voice said, "Get out of the bathroom." And I shocked. Who was talking to me? So I walk out the bathroom.
So did it feel like the voice was outside of your head?
No, you could just hear it.
Inside your head?
You could just know something wants you to get out of the bathroom. I heard, "Get out of the bathroom." So, okay. So I went out of the bathroom, and the voice said, "Go to your bedroom." So I went to my bedroom, and then I saw her Bible study binder on bookshelf. So, but after she passed away, I opened that many times because she just barely passed away. So I just very ordinary binders, nothing to it. But when I opened the binder that day, I saw a letter on the left-hand side as I opened with her handwriting. It says, "Open August 16, 2017. So wow,
Whoa.
I never seen this before. So I took the letter, I opened it. I believe that was her homework assignment, her Bible study homework assignment.
When do you think she wrote that?
I don't know.
Oh my.
I never seen it before.
Wow.
But obviously it was before she died, right? Because she died, almost a month ago. So I opened the letter. She was writing about Book of John. The message I received was I should have love in my heart. I didn't have any love that day in my heart. But, although shocked, I just put that aside, and still the whole day, I still planning on how to head back. When I went home that day, about 8 o'clock, her girlfriend from church called. She said, "Eric, something bad's going to happen today about it. Don't talk to you. I need to talk to you."
Wow.
Think about that. That's her girlfriend at church. I don't talk to her. She didn't even have my phone number. But she said, "Okay." So we talked for about an hour and a half. And then that, kind of took 50% of my anger away. Still some anger lingered, right? So 12:30, before I went to bed, I opened the Bible. Immediately I saw this. God said, "Do not take revenge, for revenge is mine." I said, "Whoa, you're talking to me the whole day." I started to tremble.
So when the friend of your wife called and told you something bad is going to happen to you that day, what was she referring to?
No, that's her friend called. She said she didn't know. She just said she felt something bad's going to happen if she doesn't talk to me that day.
Okay, so she was preventing something bad
she just
from happening.
Felt something was not right. She said, "I got to talk to you. I don't know why, but I just got to talk to you." So, okay, talk.
Yeah.
So, you can see God was leading her to talk to me, right? So anyways.
Preventing you from doing some kind of revengeful act that you would regret.
Correct. And I can tell you this. And then, it took me a while to understand what God meant to me. Because when you have love in your heart, obviously you're not angry, you're not sad, you're not lonely, definitely don't want to revenge, right? And then on top of that, God not only protected me, He was protecting my enemy as well. Think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Because, obviously when I hit them, and then, if nothing too bad happened, they would definitely want to hit back, right? So it's just in the cycle.
Whatever it was, it would escalate.
Yeah, it's in the cycle of hate and violence. So I always, I share this quite a bit, but, I thank God. But he always lets me know that He was there to protect me. And that's why I'm here running for Congress.
Yeah, well, my message is love, lives, liberty, law, because it starts with love.
Right.
Yeah, it starts with love.
Yeah.
So, wow, that's a great testimony of God intervening.
But after she passed away, more crazy is that in 4.5 years, total of 25 people passed away around me. So I lost my wife, first person, right? I lost a friend, my best friend, and then I lost many uncles. You can just name it, So as of today, my direct family, immediate family, just my brother and my 2 daughters. I lost my sister this April, just early this year. So,
I remember.
I believe God was training me because, running for Congress is, like I said, is very difficult.
Yeah.
Not only that people want to threaten you and then finance and everything.
It's like
Yeah.
It's like you're alone a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And learning to cling to God and rely on God. You had to learn that by losing so many people.
Yeah, when I ran in 2022, you can register online. That's pretty easy to do. So after I registered, within half an hour, I received a phone call from somebody with a position in politics. And then when he called, I was kind of surprised because I didn't expect somebody would call me. And then when I answered, she said, "Eric, we are disappointed you're running for this office."
Oh.
I said, "Wow." I said, "Well, how do you know?" I said, "It's only been half an hour. News travel fast." In fact, he already told one of my friend who's also in politics that he's going to come and destroy me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So when he called, I said to him, when God called, I will not stop until he tells me so. Since I'm a Christian, I will not counterattack. So good luck to you. And then, I'm having all kinds of trouble, but, I'm very happy because without that experience, that I won't be able to stand, this kind of pressure.
Yeah, I've had a lot of similar experiences through life, feeling like the abandonment of people, betrayal of people, being left hanging, and only God, a lot of that. So,
but see, before that, I didn't want to listen to him. He gave me signs and he talked to me a couple of times. I refused to listen until he knocked on my thick skull. Hey, wake up. So I want to talk to the audience out there. So when God tried to talk to you, please listen. You don't want to be like me, who went for years, didn't want to listen to Lord. And so God had to, allow certain things to happen to me for me to wake up. So when God called, please answer. Yeah.
Thanks for that, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a testimony that Romans 8:28 says that God works all things out for good.
Yes.
To those who love him and are called according to his purpose. And you are called for a purpose and you're staying on track.
But for those of you, say that you never heard from God, it's because maybe you did not, have your listening ear on. So, God's there. He's talked quite a bit. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it said that God is always speaking.
Yes.
But we need to recognize his voice.
Correct. This morning he spoke to me also.
Oh, what did he say this morning, Eric?
He just showed me that his grace, he wants me to continue to follow. Let me share why he talked to me this morning. Because my pastor called me earlier today, asked me about my campaign, asked about my finance, how was I doing, right? So, as I was running low on campaign funds, maybe about 2 weeks ago, I prayed to the Lord, please, we need more funding, we need more help. Please, let that happen. And boom, the second day, things started to happen. What I would share with my pastor was, I had a neighbor next door to me. She moved away for many years. We had we had never talked, right, for all these years. Out of the blue, she texted me just a few days ago. She said, "Eric, we haven't talked, how you doing? And then hope everything is well," right? So I replied, "Yeah, everything's well, but I'm running for Congress, so if you know anybody want to support me, please do so." And guess what? With that one text, she brought her friends and donated $10,000 to my campaign. I said, how does that happen?
Those are good friends.
Yeah. I mean, she was just next door neighbor that moved away.
Yeah.
And we're not like close friend or anything. We probably was nice to each other. But they brought $10,000 to my campaign. I said, wow. I mean, if this is not God, I don't know what is.
Yeah. I love those stories. That's great, Eric.
Yeah.
The Lord's been opening doors daily for our campaign and provision. It's really a walk of faith. It's like walking on the water, because you go one step at a time and you don't know, am I going to sink on this one? But you don't. And then take another step, but you keep your eyes on Jesus, not looking down, but on Jesus.
Right. So I want to switch gear a little bit and talk about something that currently maybe many people don't know God yet, right? So this is something I want you to listen to. Everybody, since I'm a little boy, I can tell who's mom, who's dad, right? the state of Massachusetts, the governor just signed a bill, signed into law, that they don't recognize mom and dad anymore.
No.
They recognize mom as a person who gave birth, and dad as the other parent.
Yeah. So, and what kind of documents
I think all public documents.
Oh, okay. So
to me, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Right. and then on top of that, I can tell, mom, obviously she's mom, and then I can tell who, woman from man. I can tell.
Kids, when I've got 6 kids,
yeah,
and when they're learning to speak, the first thing they can say is da, ba,
right,
and ma, right? They can't say person who gave birth.
Right.
Please feed me. They're saying, Ma, I need milk.
So I don't know if anybody will be okay with this. I mean, if you're okay with this, I think there's something wrong about you. Do you think your parents will be okay about that? Your grandparents will be okay about that? So when you go home, when you see your mom, how do you address her? Are you going to say, hey, person with, you gave birth to me? What do you do?
I'm also a linguist. So I'm just thinking, like, in other languages, what a pain to translate.
Right. Or say, hey?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Because ma and dad, those are like
sure.
in every language. Pa, baba,
Of course.
So.
I mean, the world's going crazy.
It's natural development. So yeah.
Well, so
it's crazy.
If you don't wake up and then smell the rose and then I vote correctly, I don't know what our world will be. I'm being very serious. Mm-hmm. If you allow that to happen, I mean, mm-hmm. I'm speechless. You can Google, if you don't trust me, please go fact check me.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you will have a Supreme Court justice who cannot define woman, what a woman is.
Right.
Right. So I don't believe that she doesn't have the intellectual ability to define woman, but she just, based on her political belief, she wouldn't say it. Mm-hmm. So if you have a person like that in Supreme Court, do you think she's going to be fair when it comes to any important decision where her loyalty would be?
Yeah.
Right.
It's just on what do people want to see, right. What do people want to hear.
So, subject of politics is sometimes taboo, but, we're being affected. So if you don't talk about it, you don't care about yourself then, mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Not to mention all the tax that they want to increase, and then I can sit here for hours and list down the things that that we can talk about. But I also want the audience to do this. If you're bothered by anything that you don't like, you can pretty much contribute to politics. You take a video, show a video, send it to all your friends and family, and say, hey, this is what I don't like. Wake up. What don't you like? You share about that. And what can we do to change it? Because if you don't do anything, nothing's going to change, and it's going to get worse. Mm-hmm. So if you still don't vote, I don't know why you don't vote. That means you don't care about yourself. How much are you paying in tax? To me, it's way too high. Do you want to still call your dad, mom? How come they don't emphasize in teaching math, technology, science? I mean, that's what we need to do. And then what kind of skill when they gain, when they learn about sex, what kind of job is sex therapist? What would they get? What kind of job can they get once they graduate? Just tell me. I have not met the left. I have many friends on the left, right? When I talk to them, I have not said one to say, yes, it's okay. Everything we want to push, apply to my kids. I have not met one yet. They want this for other people's kids, not their own kids. Mm-hmm. But if you're that person that you want this to apply to your own kids, I like to meet you. I like to have a conversation with you, because guess what? If your kids, transition or do something that they may regret, you will have no grandkids. You will have no future. Your family line will end like that.
There's still so much to be thankful for, and that we're all here in the United States because it's the best place to be. Maybe if you have millions and millions of dollars, or you're a billionaire, you could live anywhere in the world and just be that top 1%, and everybody else is your servant. But if you're if you are a working person and you're raising a family, or you're coming from a country where it's difficult to even work, there's still opportunity here in the United States that's greater than other places in the world. And there's so there's so much good that we have to fight for, or we will lose it. And but I always like to start with a place of gratitude and thankfulness, and remembering why we're doing this, because America is a great place.
So I can tell you, this is our home. Once you ruin it, it will be very difficult to bring it back.
Yeah,
Don't ruin it.
that's right.
I would say, I traveled probably maybe 20-something, 30 countries in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot find one place that I'd rather be than in the U.S.
Yes.
I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd go to South America, Asia, India, and I could go for a few weeks, really laying down my life for others. I sat on the dirt ground in Bolivia peeling potatoes with the women, and India the same thing. But I had a family to come home to here, and I could hang on to whatever was uncomfortable because I knew I'd be coming home. But then there were certain things going on in 2020 where I was like, this is not my home. And, if I feel like I need to get out of here, but where to go?
Right.
There's nowhere else in the world to escape.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could try going to Tennessee, Idaho, Florida, Texas for a while, but it's coming to you.
Yeah.
And if we don't stay here in California and hold the line and push back on a lot of this destructive ideology, then all we can do is sit here and say, Jesus, come get us.
Yeah.
But we are here because we are the hands and feet of Jesus.
I also wanted to share one quick story and then to motivate people. Right. A few weeks ago, when I was driving, I saw a gentleman, right? He was holding on to his bike. He's leaning, towards one side. It kind of appeared that he suffered some kind of a heart disease or something, that he was going to fall over. Mm-hmm. So many cars passed by him, not one stop. Mm-hmm. So when I saw him, I passed by him also. I felt so uncomfortable when I stopped my car in a nearby parking lot. I said, no, I got to do something about this. Mm-hmm. So I call emergency, and then have them come right away, and then they try to find him, right? But think about that person. All these cars passed by him, didn't do a thing. Mm-hmm. If I didn't call, maybe he, something that he may have suffered, he may lose his life, right? Yeah. Right. Think about that. I want you to think about that. What if this is what if this is your dad, your son, your family member? Do you think you're just going to drive by and not do a thing? You will not.
Yeah.
And then if this is your dad, you want a person like me that I saw, and then I want to help your dad, right? So I want you to be that person. When you see something, you got to act.
It starts with love.
You got to act, right? So now today, I think there is a seed in your heart. Mm-hmm. This seed is called love. Yes. You want to let it go, or you want your seed not to grow, right? So do something. I want you to not just go back to your normal daily life. You can always do something a little bit more.
And Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. Right. And the story of the Good Samaritan was exactly what you did, is stop and take care of the one that needs help.
Right.
Yes.
If you've never voted, why not? Please register and vote. If you already vote, you can participate and tell your friends why, certain things that way and this way, and just kind of educate your friends or your family member to have them vote. That's the only way we can turn this around. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, and we have the privilege of doing that in America still. There may be election integrity problems, but we can still vote, and we can still oversee the process, and we can still question the process, and it's not completely lost. It can't. We still have a lot to preserve in our system.
Right.
And so we need to participate.
Yes. There's a song that goes like this: I'm proud to be American. At least I'm free, right? Mm-hmm. You think about that. Are you sure you're still free if you don't participate? Mm-hmm. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you don't participate and exercise your freedom, you will lose it.
Right.
Yeah, you're forfeiting it.
Yes.
Right.
So I'm so honored to be here with you. I don't know how much time we have left, but I think.
Yeah, this is probably a good time to stop.
Yes, I think there's a seed, so let it grow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Eric. It was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
I'm proud to be an American.
Yes. Yes.
Because I know I'm free. I don't know if those are the words.
Yes, that sound puts me to tears.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're thankful. So much to be thankful for.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Eric. And thanks for listening today. Remember, love, lives, liberty, law. It starts with love. Your lives are important. And like you mentioned, that man on the bicycle, every life is important. And liberty operates when good laws promote peace and prosperity. So this is Elizabeth Wong Ahlers, candidate for state senate. And I forgot to mention, I'm also on council here in Montrose, La Crescenta. And this is
Eric Ching is running for Congress. District 38.
District 38. You want to give a website?
Sure, ericchingforcongress.com. Ching, my last name. Eric.
Eric, yes.
Yes.
And here's my website, elizabethforsenate24.com. So see you next time. God bless you.